Okay, here we go. I'm going to be cutting out the head patterns, put on our puppet head. I'm going to go ahead and do the neck now. A lot of times the neck piece is done later. I'm going to do it while I'm got my fleece out. Notice with the fleece right away, this fleece has a stretch this way, but not so much that way. On my neck, it's going to be nice and long. I want the stretch going across the short way of the neck, not the length. If it stretches the length of the neck, if this won't stretch, then you're going to end up with a stretchy neck, and over time, you could end up with a giraffe, as Drew Allison calls it. To measure for the neck piece, because the neck piece is going to come here and drape. Okay, I'm going to want to measure this. I'm going to want to measure across here. I do not measure, I'm going to want to measure across the back of the head and across the inside of the mouth. I do not want to measure here. My tube is going to go from here to here and drop straight down. If you put the tube all the way around, then your tube's going to shoot out the back. It's not going to be normal. You want the tube to drop. So I'm going to measure here and here. Now I've already measured this when I made it. So I know that that is 8 1/4. And this should be 8 1/4. Let's see how close I am. And 8 1/4. So that's, I already knew that measurement. Now I'm going to take this inside mouth measurement. That's 0. That looks like 5 inches. Inside, 5 inches inside. So 8 1/4 plus 5 is 13 1/4. So my entire neck piece needs to be 13 1/4. Of course, I'm folding it in half for sewing purposes. Let's see. I also check my fleece. That's going to be the inside, that's going to be the outside. So I want the inside, what's going to become the outside of my puppet on the inside of the fold. Because once I sew this, I turn it inside out. I got 13 1/4. Half 13 is 6.5, which is 4/8. And I've still got a 1/4 inch, half a 1/4 inch is 1/8. So it's 5/8. So it's going to be 6 5/8 inches. 6 5/8. Pretty exact. Measure twice, cut once. And we'll measure one more time. You know what? I'm going to fold this a little bit more. That just doesn't seem right. This edge where it's rolling is killing me. Let's do it one more time. 6 5/8. Alright, measure again. Straight edge here. Sometimes it just looks like things aren't running straight, even when they are. Put some pins in this thing. Now, you can, if you don't use a sewing machine, just cut this right here and hand stitch it. And that's how I used to do it before I got the sewing machine and taught myself to sew. And just a simple whip stitch would be fine. Hand stitch it, turn inside out. I'm going to be sewing this on the machine here in a few minutes. Go ahead and get rid of this extra I don't need. But I will be saving this. This is a nice piece. Always remember, no stretch. Stretch. Keep that keep the stretch in mind when you're working with your fleece or any material, but particularly fleece. Okay, I got another piece of fleece here. It stretches this way. Doesn't stretch that way. It stretches this way. Now this is key. Listen close. We want our stretch to go across the face. Okay, not up and down, but across. And remember what I said earlier in another video, hopefully you saw. I'm going to leave about a ½ inch at the bottom. This ½ inch is what's going to fold over. That ½ inch at the bottom, I'm leaving here. Leaving that ½ inch here. It's going to fold over the lip. Now I'll do the same with the chin. ½ inch, fold over the lip. Double check my stretch is going the correct way. My stretch is going the correct way. We're using the same pattern. that I used to make the head. going to do is I'm going to take this now. If you're hand stitching, make 2 of these, cut them out, stitch them together. Because I'm going to be using the machine, I'm going to fold it over. There's a little bit of an edge there. Fold this over nice. Right there. Pin it. You know, I'll sew here, I'll sew here, I'll sew here, I'll sew here. Okay, I'll sew here, I sew here, I sew here, I sew here. And I'm making the headpiece. And then, once that part's sewn, then I can sew the darts either by hand or with the machine. A lot of times it's easier to sew those by hand. I'm making ears of that. These will work for ears. Okay, so here's my headpiece. It needs sewn. My neck needs sewn. Okay, check my stretch again. I move this piece around. It looks kind of square, so I'll make sure I got my stretch. Here's my chin. Now the chin piece doesn't go around the back, does it? So for the chin piece, I can just sew it. I just make it so it goes right here. Just need one piece. It'll fit there fine. Again, remember I said I'm going to leave an extra ½ inch. Leave that extra ½ inch for the lip. And this piece, I don't even really need it. There's no sewing. I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you're draping fleece, then you don't want to machine sew it. If you have like different shapes, maybe cheeks build up, eyebrows build up, you're draping the fleece. But for this type of puppet, I can sew it, slide it over. There's no front seam. There's no front seam. With the 2-piece head pattern, there's a front seam on the foam. And if you tried to make your cloth that way for the cover, you'd have a seam right down the middle. With this, the seams are on the side and the top. Well, that's where the ears go, right on that seam, and the hair goes right on that seam. So when I put the cloth on, those seams will be covered. I'll have a nice seamless cover. It'll look so good because the seams are going to be covered with ears and hair. This piece is easy. Just cut that out. my strap. These are my nice scissors. These are Gingers. I don't know if you can read that or not. These are Gingers, pretty expensive. Maybe not the most expensive pair you can buy. They're a very expensive pair. I take very good care of these. These are only used on cloth. Never on foam or even paper. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to sew these with the machine. Then we'll come back and we'll put our head and our neck together